Hi, this is Dr. Go, and if you're new to my videos, I've been a professional violinist for pretty darn close to 30 years, be it as a soloist, professional orchestra musician. I've been an associate professor, I've been a conductor, all sorts of things. These videos basically started off as a resource center for my students, but if any of you out there who are not my students get anything useful out of these videos, please go ahead, share, like, whatever you wish, save these videos if you want, and refer to them, whatever is useful to you. I hope it helps. Wishing you all the best, and without further ado, let's get on to this tonight's subject. Cheers. The subject for this video is the released loops. For those who are not familiar with loops, basically, this is what they're talking about. My late professor used to talk about them as playing each note twice, changing the note in the middle of the bow. So if you're playing a D major scale, right? And normally you use the whole bow, right? In this case, we would start in the middle of the bow, play it once, play it one more time, change the note in the middle of the bow. And what that allows is so the first time we're playing the note, we're listening. Did we get in tune? Do we need to adjust it? And just keep adjusting until you think it's right, and keep adjusting it some more. Even if you think it's perfect, just keep trying to make it even better. Second time you play it, you're singing the next note. Audiation, I think, is the word, something like that. And feeling it, when you're singing it in your head, you're feeling that next note in your fingers already. The beauty of this, if you miss, you can go back. So I'm in, whoops, adjust, go back. Let's try that again. And the golden rule is, if you miss it, after you fix it, try to hit it the correct time at least 3 to 5 times in a row before you go on. That's how you know you're really drilling the correct feeling and distance into your hand. Now that's loops. Released loops is where, instead of changing the note in the center of the bow, we're waiting until the end release just before the bow change. So what does that look like? On a bow change, just before we change the bow, we release the sound a little bit. Now the release does not mean that the sound is going to get softer. It just means we're releasing the muscles and the weight a little bit. It does not mean softer. On the contrary, you can actually do a crescendo or increase of energy on a release, but that's topic for another discussion. On this one, we're just talking about this bitter end release right here, just here. And again, silver winding to the frog, this part, and this bitter end of the tip right here. So we're getting here, we're releasing, and on that release, we're already putting the next finger down. And to make things a little bit more tidy in separation ahead, once we hit the center of the bow, already singing that next note, the same way we would in regular loops. So I'm listening, now I'm singing and feeling that next note already. In the release, I touch that note with my finger. Listen, sing, feeling it, release, touch. I'm going to change the bow. Listen, sing the next note, under release, touch already. So it's a little bit of a delayed loop, if you will. It's having that loop occur on the release just prior to the bow change. What this builds in students is it builds physical awareness of the release. A lot of times people, they really put too much muscle. They have no awareness of when a release happens before a bow change. So that's when you end up with students that will, with really hard bow changes, they cannot control. Even if you ask them for a smooth transition to connect the notes, they can't do it because they're not aware yet. This builds that awareness, really helps. If there's anything that I said that's contrary to what your teacher tells you, please ignore me, listen to your teacher. But otherwise, I hope this starts discussion on this topic for improvement in whatever you're doing. And, you know, I wish you all the best on your own personal journey, this incredible instrument, the violin. Cheers.